Alright, hi YouTube. I want to do a quick video. I don't know exactly when this is going to be posted, but I just wanted to, I don't know, I've had the itch. I've had the itch to do a vlog, and I have several things I still need to do, some vlogs that are going to happen. We have our Q&A still coming up. We haven't done it because, unfortunately, we just don't have that many questions. I don't know if people just kind of don't care, or if you know, our reviews sort of buried that video. So I might repost it or have another follow-up Q&A video to sort of bait that, and hopefully get a few more questions before we do the Q&A. Real school, I haven't forgot about you. We're still going to do that commission review that you wanted. I'm deciding I'd really like to do that Canadian film that you pointed out, because that's the one you wanted us to do the most, but I would have to Netflix it on disc to be able to do it, and that might mean you would have to wait even longer. So I probably will end up doing one of those others, maybe even possibly The Matrix, because who doesn't like The Matrix? We'll just do a Matrix review. So those are still on their way. Of course, we're going to have reviews on Monday. I'm talking as if this is going to be posted tonight. It's probably not. So probably a lot of what I'm saying right now doesn't matter. But this vlog is going to be specifically a DVD update. And I don't know. I buy a lot of DVDs, and for some reason, even though I'm not really into doing DVD updates, they get a decent amount of views, so maybe I'll start doing more of them. Recently befriended and subscribed to the Pick Flick, and he did another pawn shop vlog, and we're kind of joking around about how he saw my pawn shop vlog and he's doing them, and I don't know, they're kind of fun, so it made me kind of want to do one. So I went to my local pawn shop. No, I won't say it by name. It's kind of a shady place, and I'd rather them not chase me and kill me. But I went there, and I did their 10 for 20 deal, so I have 10 of those I'd like to show off. And then I also did a couple DVDs that I bought from a music store that has some okay sales. So we'll start there. Where are we? I have 10 minutes to do this vlog. I'm going to have to be concise. That's not something I'm usually good at. So they had this music store that I go to. Them I will mention by name because they're nice people. Budget Tapes and Records, Pocatello, Idaho. If you're ever in town, and I don't know why you would be, you should check them out. They had a wall of DVDs that were $5 and under, and I kind of just checked through that. I went through their Blu-rays. They didn't really have anything spectacular, but I looked at this wall and I found a couple things that I thought I should own. And I picked up Insomnia, which is, I think it's the only Christopher Nolan movie that I don't have, or didn't have. Now I have it, so I think I have every movie he's done now. It's kind of an underrated flick. It was his first for-hire gig, and it's a remake of a Swedish film. It has very kind of a post-Silence of the Lambs sort of appeal, but I do quite like it a lot. And really good performances by Al Pacino and Robin Williams. If you've never seen it, definitely see it. And The Game, which is one of my lesser favorite David Fincher movies, but it's still a very competent film and a very interesting thriller. To say it's a lesser David Fincher is still to say it's a better most anybody else. So The Game, Michael Douglas, really interesting set design, you know, good movie. And interestingly enough, I went to the counter with these two DVDs, and my good buddy who works there told me, hey, if you get another one, it'll be free. So I went back and picked up the 2-disc edition of Catch Me If You Can. Pretty interesting, fun little Spielberg movie. Of course, everyone knows what this is, so I won't bother talking about it too much. But yeah, I didn't own this, and I actually do really like this movie a lot. It'd probably be in my top 5 Spielbergs. Alright, and now, my 10 for $20 deal at the scary-ass pawn shop that I bought this. Now, I've done one of these before, then maybe I'll post a link to that video. So you can kind of see that, and it's getting harder. It's getting harder to find 10 that I really want there. First of all, it's not the Pocatello's best kept secret anymore. A lot of people are going there, so oftentimes it's kind of picked clean. And it's getting to the point where I'm sort of just picking out stuff to complete the 10, and I'll kind of show that here. But I basically am happy with what I got. Well, a couple of these I haven't seen, and if you know me, I sort of have a rule about buying movies that I haven't seen, but I bought Road to Perdition, which I have not seen yet, but I am a fan of Sam Mendes, and I'm a fan of, as a director, and I'm a fan of Tom Hanks, of course, and my dad keeps bugging me to see this movie. Like, I think it's the only movie he's seen in the past 5 years, because every time I go over to his house, he says, "Have you seen Road to Perdition yet?" And I'm like, "No, because the video store I work at only has the full screen, and I'm against that." But they had this here for widescreen, and I think I'm going to enjoy it. And then finally, if I see this movie, my dad will stop bugging me. Don't make fun. Don't even start to make fun. But I bought My Best Friend's Wedding. I like this movie. It's a chick flick. Total chick flick. But I think it's actually one of the last Julia Roberts movies where you can sell the movie on Julia Roberts as a name. And I think maybe officially the last movie that Cameron Diaz was attractive in before she started to look like a mummy. But it's funny, it's really campy, it sort of reminds me of sort of like a late 1950s kind of style romantic comedy. Maybe one of the last romantic comedies before they started going really downhill. Katherine Heigl era. But yeah, I like this movie a lot, and I don't care what you think. This is a movie I've almost bought a lot. This is Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow. It's a really pulpy, kind of a 1930s World Fair sort of style pulp sci-fi, and I like the movie a lot. A lot of people really gave it crap because it uses a lot of motion capture and a lot of green screen background CGI stuff, and I don't think people really understood the tone that the movie was going for, but I actually think it's a hell of a lot of fun, and definitely worth owning for me. Kind of a cult movie. I think it's just a cool little movie. I don't know. Comment if you disagree. Give me a good argument why this movie sucks. Now, last time in my DVD update, I bought Coffee and Friday Foster, the blaxploitation movies. My blaxploitation kick is still on. These movies I have no qualms about buying before I've seen them, because you know exactly what you're getting into. They had Cleopatra Jones. I've never seen it before. I guarantee I'm going to laugh my ass off. These movies are just hilariously great. Look at that cover. Come on. Seriously. Good stuff. And it was a widescreen. Rain Man, Barry Levinson. I have no needs for explanation here. Great movie. Didn't own it yet. Now I do. Rain Man. This is a weird little movie that you maybe have never seen, but I bet IMDb has recommended it to you 1,000 million times, and you might actually kind of subconsciously hate this movie now because of that. But it is Freeway. It was a kind of an independent sort of comedy thriller, I guess, if you would. It's sort of a retelling of Red Riding Hood as done by Trailer Trash. Really kind of a sleazy, almost pseudo-exploitation kind of thing, but I don't know, sort of cut from the same cloth as something like Natural Born Killers, but less stylish. Pretty interesting though. Kiefer Sutherland does a good job. This is back when Reese Witherspoon was still an interesting actress before she did the Legally Blonde crap. Definitely worth seeing if you never have. It's not for everybody's taste, but I kind of liked it. How am I doing on time? 2 minutes. This is tough, people. Fatal Attraction. Didn't own it yet. Now I do. Adrian Lyne. You know, one of the ultimate neo-noir, femme fatale kind of movies. Bunny Boiler. You know the business. Another Michael Douglas flick. I guess I've subconsciously been thinking about Michael Douglas a lot. Special edition, too. It comes with more special features than you usually get, so that's always a good find. Red Eye, in my opinion, the last good Wes Craven movie, and the direction of the type of movies he should be doing, but for some reason isn't. Well, this and Flight Plan came out the same year, and I think Flight Plan might have got a little bit more notoriety, but I like this movie a lot. Very small scale, kind of independent thriller. Takes place in an airplane. Cillian Murphy and Rachel McAdams. Really good sort of talking head sort of thriller. Very different for Wes Craven, and I think that's a good thing. Check it out if you've never seen it. The Cable Guy, which is the hardest movie in the world to find in widescreen. Seriously, I run across this movie 1,100 times, and it's always in full screen. But they had a widescreen, full screen, two-sided one that had a kind of a messed up case, so I actually switched the case with a different Cable Guy that has a nicer cover. You can do that at pawn shops. They don't care. Maybe they do. They didn't notice. This is kind of a divided movie for people. Some people really like this one. Some people really didn't. I think this was the beginnings of seeing Jim Carrey stretching his acting abilities, because this is the first movie where he plays an unlikable character. And it kind of has sort of a Scorsese's King of Comedy sort of feel to it. It's sort of a dark comedy about obsession and I don't know. I think it's actually a very underrated, unfairly maligned comedy, and I think it's one of his best. Early Ben Stiller direction, too. And there's a lot of funny cameos in this thing. Owen Wilson and Ben Stiller and a lot of people. Eric Roberts. Definitely see this movie if you never have. Don't listen to what you've heard before. Watch it with an open mind. I think had this movie come out now instead of when it did, people would have understood the direction a lot better. Now, believe it or not, this is another movie I've never seen, and I totally bought it just so that I could have 10 to get the deal. But I've heard nothing but good things about it, and I'm a big Woody Allen fan, so I'm going to definitely watch this soon, and I expect to not be disappointed, hopefully. And it's Match Point. I can't really say anything about it because I haven't seen it, but you know, Woody Allen thriller that he filmed in London. Everybody in the world keeps telling me to see this movie, so I'm going to. And there you have it. That's my pawn shop DVD update. Hopefully I'll have this up soon. I don't know how soon, because we're going to be doing reviews on Monday, and I don't want this video just to get buried under more reviews, so it might be a little ways after. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But just had the itch to do a vlog, so now that's scratched, and I'm probably already late for work. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.